Over the past few weeks, we've talked a lot about clarity, noticing your patterns, and recognizing when your horizon might be shifting. But something interesting happens when clarity starts to appear. And most people completely misinterpret what that moment requires. Most people, when clarity shows up, immediately feel pressure to make a big decision. Change your offer, change your schedule, maybe even change your business model. And that can feel, well, a little unsettling. So here's something I want to offer you this week. You do not need a big overhaul. You need tiny experiments. Tiny experiments are small, low-risk ways to try on a future direction without committing your whole life or business to it just yet. In horizon navigation language, it's like taking a side road to explore without abandoning your main route. You're not selling the house and moving across the country. You're taking a weekend trip to see how it feels. A tiny experiment might look like blocking one morning a week to work on the project that's been quietly nagging at you. Or perhaps testing a new schedule for a week instead of rebuilding your entire calendar. Honestly, I've been experimenting with this myself over the past few months. For example, I started blocking a small portion of one day each week to work on writing my book. And what I've noticed is that it feels energizing. It's given me space, both on my calendar and in my thinking, to really begin to enjoy the writing process. I've also been experimenting with small adjustments to my schedule. In the past, I had a tendency to rebuild the entire thing when some little thing wasn't working. This time, I tried something different. Instead of changing everything, I tested a small adjustment for a week at a time. What I learned is that those small shifts are actually moving me closer to the way I want my work and my life to feel. That's really the value of tiny experiments. They give you information. Does this feel energizing or draining? Did it move you toward the person you're becoming or back towards a version of yourself you've outgrown? Did it create more clarity or more confusion? You don't have to decide your whole future from where you are today. Most of the time, you just need to learn from the next mile or two. Here's your reflection for this week. What is one tiny experiment you could run in the next 7 days that lets you try on a direction you've been curious about without committing to it yet? You don't need a full pivot to honor your horizon. You just need a small, intentional next step. Over the next few weeks, we'll talk about how to notice what these tiny experiments are revealing. I'll see you next week.